So for the fall winter 2024, and clothing has decided to team up with Yohji Yamamoto to give us at least 2 pairs of shoes. So in today's video we're gonna have a look at these blue releases, which most definitely are looking quite nice. Hello guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It really helps out the channel. In today's video guys, as I said earlier, we're gonna have a look at these 2 releases coming from Y-3 in collaboration with End Clothing, which dropped at the start of fall back in 2024. So let's go ahead and do the unboxing guys, which to be honest will come in the same box in this brownish color, which will just have this Y-3 branding here on top of the lid. So let's just go ahead and take them out. So the first release guys coming from this collaboration will be for the Y-3 Takumi Sen 10. So this one guys dropped back in 2024 alongside another pair, which we're gonna have a look at in just a couple of minutes. So this one will be the Takumi Sen 10, which will be based on this specific model, and it will have roughly the same design with the same materials, but just a different colorway and a few other bits on top. And I need to admit that most of these releases coming from Y-3 back in 2024 were actually kind of dull. They didn't have too many other things on top comparing with the model which is based on, which will just come in a different color comparing with the normal Takumi 10, and of course a higher retail price. So this one dropped, if I'm not mistaken, for around 250 pounds here in the UK, which will be around 280 US dollars. Making this one quite expensive. Of course, by now you already know that these Y-3 releases are quite expensive on their own. But to be honest, this one is sitting now on End Clothing for around 60 to 70% discounts. So this one will come in this blue color, and it will have the same fused materials on top, which will be present here at the front of the turbo section for the lacing system, here at the back as well. We're also gonna have these 3 stripes here at the front on the lateral side, which for the right shoe will come in this fading black color, while for the left shoe it will just come in the same blue color as the rest of the shoe. For this one we're also gonna have this quite big Y-3 branding on top of this tag here on the lateral side. So this one, in my opinion, is quite a minimal pair of shoes, which it doesn't have any padding at all except for each side of the collar section. Rather than that, this one is quite minimal. Even the back of the tongue doesn't have any padding at all. The lacing system will be your normal one, which will just keep in place these very thin blue laces. But in the actual box, as most of these releases coming from Y-3, we're gonna have a second pair of laces, which this time will come in a black color. Inside at the bottom we're gonna have this foam insole, which is quite thin in this off-white color, which will have a lot of perforation holes. We're also gonna have the Y-3 and End branding, which will be imprinted here at the heel section. And now we can actually go to this Light Strike Pro midsole, which will come in this blue color, which again, it has the same design as a normal Takumi Sen 10, which feels that it's gonna have a higher stack of this foam here in the midfoot. This one also have these plastic rods inside, which are visible here underneath, which will give it a bit of a spring effect. Most definitely this is quite lightweight and also quite comfortable. So now we can actually finish with this rubber outsole, which will use 2 types of material. As you can see, this one will have also this continental rubber here at the front, which will also expose this Light Strike Pro underneath. But on the lateral side and also at the heel section, we're gonna have a different material for this rubber sole, which is actually quite thin. Nevertheless, as I said earlier, we're gonna have these rods exposed here in the midfoot. And here at the heel section, we're also gonna have this Adizero lettering as well. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for this one I went with my true to size, and I need to admit that this one, even though I have skinny feet, was a bit tight. So I decided to go with a half size up, and that one fits me much better. So my recommendation will be that if you have skinny and normal feet, most definitely you need to go with a half size up. And just in case you have wide feet, guys, I think you need to go with at least a full size up, just to make sure that this one is not gonna be too narrow. So overall, guys, this release coming from this collaboration from and Yoji Yamamoto for this Takumi Sen 10, in my opinion, it's not too changed comparing with a normal model coming from Adidas. As I said earlier, in 2024, most of these releases didn't have too many changes comparing with the base model, where we just have a different color combination and this tag here on the lateral side. Rather than that, nothing else is changed. And given that for this one we need to pay a full price of £250 or around $280 US, most definitely I don't feel that it's a good deal at all. So finishing with that, we can actually jump now to the second pair coming from this and Yoji Yamamoto collaboration, which will come in the same exact brown box with the Y-3 branding here on top of the lid. So let's just go ahead and take the shoes out, guys. So the second pair will be for this very interesting one, which will be the Gendo Run. So in case you are a regular to the channel, you've probably seen my review for the Gendo Run, which I dropped it last week, where I said that this one I had it coming in 3 colorways. For some reason this one had a delay of 2 weeks, but it still showed up. So that's why you didn't see it in this color combination in that review, but now it's here. And this one, again, I took it on sale. So this one is usually retailing at £350, and given that this one doesn't bring too many leather materials or suede, for sure it's quite a lot. So yeah, as I said in my previous review for this range, this one is quite an interesting one, which according to Yoji Yamamoto, he decided to play with the idea of negative space and elevation, which is a Japanese concept in which empty space creates a deeper meaning and shape. So most definitely this is a very interesting design coming from Y-3 with a very futuristic look and I would say decent materials. For sure I would have preferred to have more leather or suede, but at least I got these ones on sale, and for sure it's one of my favorite releases coming from this brand in the last 6 months or so. So doing a small breakdown of this one, guys, we're gonna have this mesh material, which will be quite breathable in this blue color, which underneath here in the midfoot will have some stripes in a very dark blue colorway. On top, of course, we're also gonna have some overlays. One of them will be this blue suede material here at the front of the shoe on both medial and lateral side. We're also gonna have some felt material used as a mudguard on both medial and lateral side, which will join here covering the whole heel section and also just above it. We're also gonna have some fused material to give it some structure here at the back, where we're also gonna have the Yoji Yamamoto signature. As in for the actual lacing system, we're gonna have your normal punch out holes, which will keep in place these black flat laces. In the box, you're gonna receive a second pair in a blue color. Underneath these laces, we're gonna have a very minimal tongue, which this time will be made out of this felt material, which towards the top will have like this rubberized material with the Y-3 branding. Going inside, again, no padding. We're also gonna have this leather lining, which on top will have this suede material as well, covering the whole heel section. And also at the bottom we're gonna have this foam insole with this leather lining on top, which coming from this brand will have this Y-3 end, which will be pressed down here at the heel section. So of course now we can go to this light strike foam material for this midsole, which will be present here at the back. But this one will also have this P-Bax plate, which will have incorporated a poured-in EVA element, which is visible here at the front in its blue color. And having this window here in the midfoot, for sure it's quite futuristic and it's looking quite good, at least in my opinion. This one of course will also add some extra weight, but it's not that bad. It's also quite comfortable underfoot, and for sure I feel that it's actually quite an interesting release. Now finishing here at the bottom, we're gonna have this rubber outsole, which will have two different designs. So on one side we're gonna have this herringbone one, while for the other one we're gonna have this Japanese tree, if I'm not mistaken. In between these two designs we're gonna have this P-Bax plate exposed here at the front. Here at the back we're gonna have some foam, which will be this light strike. We're also gonna have this Y-3 leather patch as well, which for sure is looking quite nice. As in for the actual sizing, for this one I just went with my true to size, and because we don't actually have any padding inside, I feel that lengthwise this one it's actually quite good, and also for the width as well. But not having that padding, I feel that I have some heel slip. But if you are locking down enough the laces, it doesn't feel that bad, but I guess in time this one could be a problem. Nevertheless, I would say that if you have skinny and normal feet, you can just stay with your true to size, and just in case you have wide feet, you should go with a half size up. This one, at least here at the front, it's a bit narrow and also a bit pointy. So overall guys, this release coming from End Clothing and Y-3 for this Gendo Run, in my opinion it's looking quite nice. For sure it has a bit of color, at least comparing with the normal Gendo Runs coming from Y-3, which most of the times are either black, cream or a combination of the two. So having a bit of a color, for sure it looks a bit nice with this cobalt blue, I think it's called. And given that this one now it's on sale, for sure I would recommend to go for it. The price is much more appealing. The design is quite futuristic, which is something normal coming from this brand. So overall I would say that this collaboration between these two for this Gendo Run and also for the Takumi Sen 10 are quite interesting, but unfortunately for the full price they are not worth it. I will always recommend you to just wait for a couple of months for these ones to go on sale. So yeah guys, this was my unboxing of these two releases coming from Y-3 and End, which were released back in 2024 for the fall winter collection. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!